It's green flag time. Let's get this show on the road. Madison Toll dominates and wins. Trey Wright wins the Indianapolis 200.
Miles out of nowhere is gonna steal it.
It's going to be Mike Fink Jr., number 38. Winnie Crouch is going to take the win here at Pocono. Side by side.
Oh, they're going to be side by side going down.
Local Millions will win the Coca-Cola 600.
We are the NIRA.
What's up, everyone? This is your boy NSRacing95 AKA Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to Pensacola Superspeedway. And we are back for the second straight day and for race number 9 of 10 and for season number 1 of the K&N Superspeedway series. Here today we will crown a champion. Right now it is race number 9, and the layout on tonight at 7 p.m. we crown a K&N Superspeedway series champion. The points are tight, the field is tight, and it's going to be insane here tonight for both Duel 1 and Duel number 2. Last night we saw the amazing 12th race, and PJ Williams was able to get the job done. We have to wait and see who can get the job done here today at Pensacola. Last time out at Ricky, it went caution-free. And it wasn't really that good, but I will just say this is going to be an amazing race. Probably going to see a few cautions, probably going to see a few close calls, and it's going to be a good one here today at Pensacola for race 9 and race number 10. I'm not alone for this one. I'm joined by Josh Williamson up here in the booth. Welcome up to the booth, Josh.
Yeah, thank you for having me here at the Pensacola International Speedway. And folks, we are going to have a good one. The points are tightening up here for these final 2 races. A lot of guys still mathematically in it for within 2 races worth of points of each other, but pretty much everyone outside the top 22 just needs all the top 22 in points to wreck if they want to have an actual shot at this championship. But shout out to Daniel Voyles. He has 1 win, 2 top 5s, and 5 top 10s on the season, and he has a comfortable 12-point lead over second place Mitchell Collins. But still 7 guys right there inside of 1 race worth of points towards the championship. Surely, like you said, this first race is going to shake everything up. There's going to be a lot of craziness that goes on, and definitely going to shake up the points at least a little bit here before race number 10.
Very true. But Pensacola, I should say, is a wild racetrack, and we will see 3 and 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide racing like we saw last night in the truck race. And if that happens, all heck will break loose. So before race number 9, this is how the points shake up. Daniel Voyles has a 12-point gap over Mitchell Collins in second. Third is Joshua Hyatt, 29 points back. Fourth is Bronson Minute, 31 points back. Fifth is Mike Thompson, 32 points back. Sixth is Steven Thompson, 40 points back. And then Osman Harmon is in seventh, 41 points back. The last driver within 1 race of points from each other. Trey Smith is in 8th, 49 points back. Ben Watson is in 9th, 52 points back. And rounding out the top 10 is James Fund, 55 points back. So it can easily change on a dime, and we will see of what happens here in race number 1 for the duels here at Pensacola Super Speedway. All 42 cars will get rolling off, hopefully, and looks like they will. So the top 10 starting positions for duel number 1 here for the K&N Superspeedway series looks like this. Scott Upton is on the pole, and then alongside him is James Funn, Owen Miles, and Jake Galloway in roll number 2. Jacob Thibodeau and Luke Green in roll number 3. Eli Blight and Bradley Ream in roll number 4. And running out the top 10 is Zachary Godetto and Josh Williamson. So, it's going to be a wild race, 30 laps of action for duel number 1. Who do you think will get the race win, and who do you think will be the points leader after this race?
I'm definitely going to go with Owen Miles to win this race. Remember, he had that crazy win, that crazy out of nowhere pass at Orlando. While he's not up there in the points, he sits 18th right now, still mathematically in at only 78 back. He could get a chance to get up there and be in contention for the title race number 10, but obviously can't get up there and be the points leader after this race. But who's going to be the points leader after this race? I'm going to go with Hyatt. He's third place in the standings, 29 back, but he has good momentum coming in, gained 2 spots towards the championship after race number 8. Look for both of them to be strong here at Pensacola.
And then one has to try all 42 cars, but once the big one strikes, that will shake up everything. We could see some lap traffic with damage. Well, we couldn't see anything. We couldn't see lap traffic at all. Anything can happen. Voyles starts towards the back. Joshua Hyatt starts towards the front. Mitchell Collins starts towards the back as well. So anything's possible. 2 races to go, and Scott Upton and James Flynn will lead us to the green for Advanced Outpost Duel number 1. 2 races left in the K&N Superspeedway series. Zachary Delello out of nowhere with one heck of a start. He goes straight up to the race lead, but speaking of Joshua Hyatt, here he comes all the way up to the race lead, and right behind him is the Daytona winner at the beginning of the season, Minnick, up to second.
That inside line got a heck of a start there, which was to be expected here at Pensacola, but I did not expect them to go 4 wide right out the start of the race there. It benefited Zachary DeLillo for the brief time, but now he's slipping back on the outside as we see the 3 of Bronson Minnick working on the inside. He's got the 31 of Brett Sierra right behind him, and the 6 of David Bazuki Sr. is working up the inside as well, trying to find a way up to the front.
And the way that Pensacola works, it's a lot of 4 wide racing, and most of the time it will work out, but sometimes it doesn't. And it's not gonna work out right
there.
there.
They go.
Big time crash. Someone's upside down. That's Zachary Delello.
Lot of cars in it. My goodness.
Delello's still flipping upside down. And they are still wrecking a massive crash. Going into turn number 1, we saw that a lot last night in the truck race, and we always see it here early on. I don't think any of the championship contenders were involved. And no, they were not, because Hyatt and Collins are up front, and I did see Voyles get by, so none of the top 3 guys and points were involved. But Bronson Minnick will win the race back to the line here at Pensacola after a massive crash going into turn number 1.
One car I did see involved there was the 55 of Andrew Miller, sitting 19th in points coming in. He also had a lot of momentum coming in. His car doesn't look that worse for wear, but he gained, remember this, he gained 13 spots after race number 8. He's coming in with huge momentum, 80 points back, but this is not a good way to start his race. And poor old Owen Miles, I guess I'm just terrible for luck when it comes to picking people, because I can't tell you how many times that's happened over on my end, and looks like it's happened again to poor old Owen Miles. Sorry, man.
The commentator's curse strikes again. Got to love it when that happens. But that was a massive crash. All I saw was them go around. That's been the trouble spot all race last night, and it always right here on lap number 3. Eli Bright and the number 88 absolutely demolish that car, needs to go to the junkyard or something, because that thing is destroyed. Unfortunate, but that's just the name of the game when you come to these super speedways, and unfortunately, a lot of 12 race cars on lap number 3. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what on earth happened to bring out the first caution of the day here at Pensacola Superspeedway for race 9 on the season for the NIRA KNN Superspeedway Series. Here we go, this happened. They were 4 wide, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows deep. Quint Moore and James Fun made contact, and up the track they went a lot like what we saw last night in the truck race, and just Eli Bright upside down, well, caught some air, and then Deletto went upside down. I thought he was going to save it and not go completely upside down, but it was just too late for Deletto. James Fun caught some air when he got pinched between Deletto and the outside wall. There's so many torn up race cars. Eli Bright, Jacob Thibodeau, Bradley Ream, James Fun, Chris Moffitt, Francois Chastain, Owen Miles, Jenna Sanford, the most recent winner, Scott Upton as well, Amaro Barcelli, just a bunch of race cars torn up in this one, and then Bradley Ream again, and just a light tap for Andrew Miller in the number 55. Just a tough play for so many good race cars here at Pensacola, but then it's not over yet, because once these guys kept on sliding in after the fact, Team Trouble with obviously our teammates double teamed Deletto once again, and then Eli Bright just awkward into the 2 of Chris Moffitt once again as well. So a tough play for a lot of these guys here at Pensacola, but that's just the name of the game when you come to a super speedway.
So as they sped off into turn 1, you see the 79 go up into the 29 and helps the 01 get on the roof. Well, against his will anyway, he didn't really want to do that. There he goes pirouetting down the racetrack as everyone piles up behind the 12 right into him. The 55, Andrew Miller spins out and Bradley Ream nowhere to go there. And here come the teammates, the 2 and the 33, Thibodeau and Chris Moffitt slam into the 01. And poor old Eli Bright, if he hadn't done this enough in the Cabela's Cup Series, runs right into the 2 of Chris Moffitt and comes to rest in a shower of smoke and ash and sparks. That 88 is most definitely done. That car is destroyed.
A lot of 12 race cars here at Pensacola, but meanwhile it was Bronson Minnick and the other RCR car winning the race back to the line. He will lead the field back to the green, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to the restart for race 9 on the season for the KNN Superspeedway Series. Welcome back here at Pensacola Superspeedway. We will go back green on lap number 8 of 30. And we have a bunch of race cars out of this one already. The 29, the 2, the 01, the 88, the 33, the 55, the 20, and the 12 all out. Toy had a tire go down because of all the debris in turn 1 and 2. So he is dead last in the number 34. But we still have 34 cars on the racetrack. Bronson Minute, Dave Pazuki, Senior, Joshua Hyatt, Evan Hunter, and Brett Sear rounds out the top 5. And we are going to go back green on lap 8 of 30 here at Pensacola.
Bronson get right to the inside. Pazuki's going to go to the outside. Nobody went with him. All the cars looks like they're going to go to the inside. That draft's going to be on the low line here going through turn 1 and 2.
And that is the most important line to be here at Pensacola on this 3-mile-long super speedway. It's being on the inside lane, and the interesting thing is how long will it take for these guys to get bunched up since they are on a single file restart. That's the big question. But Mitchell Collins in the 22 has help from the 15 and the 4, and he's already moving his way up to the front, up to second, and 3 out the top 4 in points are all up front. 1, 2, 3 here at Pensacola.
Now, how about Mitchell Collins going for this points lead there? And now the 51 also going into the lead there. The 51, Joshua Hyatt. I predicted him to exit here, the points leader. Not so sure he might not still do that. As the 4 on the apron, Stephen Colon just gets pushed out of line a little bit. I imagine he'll pull back up that Flex Steel Chevrolet. Not quite. It's quite crowded there on the double yellow line. He's not advancing his position, so he'll just slip back and pull up back in line behind the 77 of Max Anderson. And no further incident on lap number 9. Still pretty clean here, despite the 3 and 4 wide.
That's something that we sometimes see, is that they try running as low as they can, and they sometimes get stuck below the yellow line. We saw that once last night in the truck race, and we will see that all weekend long. Just one of the things at Pensacola, 3 and 4 wide, and we are clean and green on lap number 10. Christian Vargas has had such a bad season this season in the Superspeedway Series. Not as bad as Luke Ray, who is in last in points by a long shot. But Vargas, one of those guys that has flipped, I believe, twice, maybe 3 times. So he wants some momentum going into the rest of the Red Bull Cup Series and Power Truck Series. Keyshawn Richardson, he won once this season. I don't remember where, but he's trying to get win number 2 on the season as the field's starting to get bunched up 3 and 4 wide once again.
Looks like they're on the edge of 5 wide back there.
Oh, there they go again, Josh Wyatt.
18. Evan Hunter around and everyone around again.
That's the huge one. Bronson Minnick, Joshua Hyatt. And oh my Jesus. The 19 on top of the 23, and the 19 tipped over. Bronson Minnick involved. Oh no, Mitchell Collins was involved. Joshua Hyatt was involved. And you know what? The only guy that was in the top 4 that was not involved was Daniel Voyles in the number 70.
He's the luckiest guy in the whole field right now. That's why he's leading the standings.
That's all it is. This is about luck, and unfortunately a lot of people were not lucky there. I thought they were going to save it, but they didn't. And unfortunately, the huge one strikes on lap number 11. And unfortunately, that's going to take out so many race cars. And this is going to shake up the points dramatically. But it might be almost a guarantee that Florence might be the champ, but I don't know. It's going to be really, really interesting of how the points will be. But I'm pretty sure Mitchell Collins is going to be done with that much damage. Bronson Minnick might be done. No, I don't think he should be done. Joshua Hyatt should be okay as well. That is huge. That's the main reason why that Foils is the points leader, is that he's been so lucky this season. And another lucky moment for him right then and there. But it was Max Anderson that won the race back to the line. And let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution. The huge one strikes here at Pensacola early on here in race number 9 on the season for the K&N Superspeedway Series. This is what happened. Classic Pensacola teammates this time between Evan Hunter and Jake Galloway. They made contact going into turn number 1, and up the track they went. And this time nowhere to go for the 15 of Logan Williams, Joshua Hyatt, Dave Pazuki Sr., Scott Upton got clipped, Walker Davis, Mitchell Collins, Mike Thompson, Jenna Sanford, Brett Sierra. I think Travis Grantham might be okay. Evan Hunter, even though I always said him. About 15 to 20 cars involved. And then Trey White in the number 34 tried sending it. He almost made it, but then they just slid down the track, and nowhere to go for Trey White in the number 34. So he's going to be done for the day. About 15 or 20 cars involved, and then however this happened between the 23 and the 19 and Sanford got on top of the destroyed hood of Scott Upton. And this is going to change the points a lot going into duel number 2 later on tonight. The big one strikes, the huge one strikes here at Pensacola Superspeedway.
So watching again as they go down the front straightaway, you're gonna see the 18 of Evan Hunter slide up into the 11 Jake Galloway, triggers the whole mess. Mitchell Collins sliding, saw the crazy save by the 31 of Brett Sierra, and then Trey Wright comes in, absolutely nowhere to go. He tried to get through, and on the apron, looks like Gene Sanford gets jacked up by the 23 Scott Upton. It's sat on the side and not able to get back on the wheels, but maybe in good enough shape to get out, back out onto the track. We'll see.
And that is going to take out a lot of good race cars, but more importantly, that's going to take out Joshua Hyatt. Well, not really Joshua Hyatt, but most likely Mitchell Collins and maybe Bronson Minnick out of this race, and those were 2 out of the 4 favorites for this championship. So this is going to be really interesting. But meanwhile, it was the number 77 of Matt Anderson that won the race back to the line. And let's go ahead and get back to the restart past halfway and advance our approach duel number 1 for the doubleheader to end the finale for the K&N Superspeedway Series. Welcome back here at Pensacola Superspeedway. We will go back when just past halfway here in this one, and we only have 23 cars left on the racetrack. The cars out from that one were the 5, the 22, the 3, the 23, the 51, the 15, the 16, the 34, the 18, the 19, and the 11. A bunch of torn-up race cars in that one. 15 laps down, 15 laps to go in duel number 1, and Matt Anderson, Cody Smollett, Trey Smith, Keyshawn Richardson, and Osman Hamid will lead us back to the green, the top 5 back green, halfway through duel number 1.
Here comes the 74 of Cody Smart to the inside. He's going to get the lead there potentially with help maybe coming from the 44 of Trey Smith. Now you see the 9 ducking down there, trying to get the draft off of the number 44. And they're going to be dependent on the inside, but a lot of cars poking out to the outside. Shockingly enough, off this restart here, as now Trey Smith is going to go to the inside of Cody Smart in turn 3. And how about this move by the 9 of Noah Clifton? Man, he's going to get the lead off of that move.
That was a nice move from Noah Clifton out of nowhere, and he's going to take the race lead away. And here comes the point leader, the only one out of the top 4 in points that is still left standing, Cody Smollett, here at Pensacola, and he very well might be in a perfect position to have a good shot at winning the championship later on tonight in the finale, because the drivers that are in this lead pack looks to be about 15, and realistically there's about 19 that might be able to get into the lead pack. So as long as nothing fishy happens for Voyles, he might be able to gain a bunch of ground on Mitchell Collins and be in a very good shape for the championship race later on tonight. But who knows, Voyles could easily blow up. We saw it last night. It can easily happen again, and that will shake up everything here at Pensacola.
And he's got an opportunity to gain a lot of points on his contenders that are not in this race as of now. But yeah, you know, anything could happen. You know, it's not entirely impossible that something could happen to Voyles, even as lucky as he is. As we see the, I think that's the 87 of Keyshawn Richardson going to the inside as we look above.
Oh, there they
Voyles
go!
Oh, big crash behind turn 3.
Matt Sanderson, Stephen Thompson, and Madison Tall. No one hit the 24, please. No one hit the 24. Okay. That was a big hit. I was not expecting that to happen whatsoever. But luckily that was the mildest crash that we've seen. But this race is just a wreck fest and a half. Who knows, maybe the second one will be calm. I don't know. But the third caution of the day, and luckily it's the calmest one out of them all. But Matt Sanderson is junk in that 77, same as Stephen Thompson. What a race, and we are only 19 laps in, and we still have the second race later on tonight. Holy smokes, but it was the guy that's not had the best of luck this season, Christian Vargas, that won the race back to the line. And let's go ahead and see what happened. I'm real quick to see what happened to bring out the third caution of the day here at Pensacola Superspeedway and for race 9 of the K&N Superspeedway series. Here we go. This is what happened to bring out caution number 3. Matt Sanderson and Stephen Thompson made the slightest bit of contact. Thompson did have a lot of room to the inside, but he just went up the track, and this was a big hit for all three drivers, Matt Sanderson, Matt Tall, and Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson hit the outside wall at 222 miles an hour, and that just was a big time hit for all three drivers. For sure, the 24 and the 77 are most likely going to be done. Tall should be okay to continue, but not. I don't know of how well she will be up to speed in the lead pat. But a massive impact for all three drivers here to bring out caution number 3. The calmest crash we've had yet here in this race.
So as they went off into turn 3, you see the 24 of Thompson gonna push up, and there they go into the wall very hard. And 24's car completely disabled. The 77 got the smoke coming out. Madison Toll able to wheel back around to the start-finish line on the outside there. But gonna be way down in the standings. I can't imagine how much damage was done underneath that car.
A bunch of big hits right there, but luckily only a 3-car incident. And this race has been a caution-filled race. Hopefully we can get through the last 6 or 7 laps caution-free. But it was Christian Vargas that won the race back to the line. And let's go ahead and get back to the restart here at Pensacola and for race 9 on the season for the K&N Superspeedway Series. Welcome back at Pensacola Superspeedway. We will go back going with 8 laps to go. The only 2 cars that are out are Stephen Thompson and Matt Anderson. Tall is still out there on the racetrack in 21st. 21 cars left in this race. And the top 5 of 8 to go is Christian Vargas, Noah Clifton, Daniel Voyles, Keyshawn Richardson, and Benny Watson. The top 5 back green, I should say, with 8 laps to go in race number 9.
Clifton trying to peek to the inside of your race leader, the 30 of Christian Vargas. He's gonna get to the end. Vargas slipped up going through turn 1 and 2 for whatever reason, and Clifton's gonna go on the inside. He'll get the lead once again here at Pensacola.
It's been a caution-filled race. Hopefully we can go caution-free to the end for the last 8 laps. We should be able to with less cars on the racetrack, because once we got to like 22 cars, well, 22 trucks left in the truck race last night, then we went caution-free for the last 10 or so laps. So it should be possible. Hopefully we can stay green for the last 8 laps, and these guys can just be calm and be safe. Cody Smoke making it 3 wide for the race lead out of nowhere in the number 74.
And Stephen Colon right there in the middle tried to block the 74 at the last second. Not going to be able to. Here comes Cody Smart to the inside with big help from the 54 of Bobby Frazier and the 43 of Osman Hamid. They're going to fan out 3 and 4 wide, going down the back straightaway. A 3-car train on the inside trying to get a push going.
As long as they don't go 4 wide, we don't have to stress. But right when I say something, they go ahead and do it anyway. But they should be able to fan it back down. Here comes Trey Smith, Travis Crampton out of nowhere, Nonagan Scott, Luke Ray, Walker Davis, all working their way up to the front out of nowhere with 6 laps to go in race number 9. But right now it's all Cody Small out front in that number 74.
It helps these guys when they want to go 4 wide that this is an incredibly wide racetrack, but even so, we've seen it 3 times this race already. These guys, once they do get 4 wide, they will push up into each other at points, and that makes it very, very dangerous going around this 3-mile oval that wide. It leaves very little room to mess up when they do get that close to each other. And meanwhile, we're going to come around for 5 laps to go with Cody Smart leading the 44 Trey Smith. And how about the 40 of Travis Crampton working his way up into the picture side by side with the 43 of Osman Hamid. They're going to be 4 wide for 5th back there on the edge of it. Voyles slips back to the 70 and Clifton goes down. Oh, big trouble for the 9.
And Clifton has an engine problem. That is a tough break for Noah Clifton in the number 9, running inside the top 5, top 10, but he's not going to be able to get the race win here in race number 9. Hamid going for the race lead now, 3 wide for the race lead.
That is a tough break for Noah Clifton, but here's his teammate in the 43 of Osman Hamid going to the lead in that 3. As we come to 4 laps to go this time. Can anyone get around, and who's going to win? There's a lot of cycling going on. It's really anyone's race right now, even with 4 laps to go in this tiny little pack here. There's a lot of cars able to shuffle to the front. This is going to be one hectic battle to the end here.
And this is far from over 4 laps, still 12 miles to go. A lot of chaos can happen, and a lot of craziness can happen. And looks like Noah Clifton's gonna be done, so a tough break for that 19, but he's gonna have one more shot at getting a race win later on tonight in the finale. But right now his teammate Osman Hamid having about 0.2 of a second gap over Travis Crampton in the number 40, coming to 3 laps to go.
How about Benny Watson pushing the 4, Stephen Colon on the inside. They're trying to get that inside line to work, and one car working their way up there. Luke Rania in the 14. Haven't talked about him much all day. He's trying to work his way up there, but now going to get a windshield full of the 74 of Cody Smart and the 70 of Daniel Voyles. Everyone just trying to get to the inside to work their way up. I believe that's the 40 of Travis Crampton, 3rd in line there on the inside. As now the 4 of Cologne's going to pull up, and down to the inside will come Watson. Not going to quite get there, but Cologne being real erratic with where he's going. And how about the 44 going to the inside? Trey Smith looking for the lead here at Pensacola.
Things are getting really intense, almost like the old school Superspeedway racing where you have to do a strategic move to work the way to the race lead. 6 miles to go, and now things are starting to ramp back up 2 and 3 wide throughout this entire pack. Trey Smith out front, Benny Watson in 2nd, Crampton in 3rd.
I believe Daniel Voyles may actually be in the catbird seat right now. Well, right as I say that, he doesn't pull to the inside. And the 74, I believe that's the 74. Yes, it is. Cody Smart gets down there, but not going to get to the inside of Daniel Voyles. But we're coming around for 1 lap to go as Benny Watson goes on the inside, trying to go for the race lead.
Benny Watson trying to get his 2nd win on the season and get his 1st win since, I believe, Amato Club. But another guy that wants to get his 2nd win on the season is the point leader Daniel Voyles. White flag final lap here at Pensacola. Cody Smart making it 3 wide for 3rd. Who's gonna win race number 9 and win duel number 1?
It's anyone's race right now as Voyles slips up. Cody Smart in the 74 are gonna look at the backside of Benny Watson, waiting to make a move. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to, so we see the 87 of Keyshawn Richardson looking to the inside. Half a lap to go, 2 turns left. Who's going to get it as they go 4 wide for 3rd?
These guys are getting really racy, but it might be down to Benny Watson and Trey Smith. Can Trey Smith get a 1 on the top side? Off of turn number 4 for the final time. It will be Trey Smith.
Oh, what a run! What a finish there!
Got a massive 1 on the top side off of turn number 4 thanks to Keyshawn Richardson. and he barely edges out Benny Watson and steals it away right at the last second. What a finish here in duel number 1. Holy smokes.
What a run for Watson there at the end, though. He drove the wheels off that 89 car for a second place finish. Couldn't quite get there on the 44 of Trey Smith, but a second, absolutely nothing to sneeze at for number 2 there. But congratulations to Trey Smith. He leaped up 6 spots after race number 8, sits 8th in points going into this race, and is more than likely going to be in contention for this championship in race number 10 here in just a few hours.
And Trey Smith, he's been hot the last couple of races, and who knows, this could be exactly what he needs to battle with Daniel Voyles for that championship later on tonight. And with Minnick, Collins, and Hyatt all DNFing, and Voyles got 13th. Trey Smith could catch up and be in that cat book seat, but Ben Watson, who was, I believe, 10th in points, he could get close up there in points as well. So this is going to be really interesting later on tonight for the championship race. Trey Smith gets the job done. Ben Watson 2nd, Keyshawn Richardson 3rd, Vargas in 4th, Harmon in 5th, Williamson in 6th, Smoke in 7th, Scott in 8th, Cohen in 9th, and Bobby Frazier rounds out the top 10. 20 cars finished this race, and unfortunately it was a conditioning problem for Noah Clifton. Kind of used for a super speedway, but tough way for Noah Clifton. And 21st all the way back to 42nd. 22 cars DNF'd in this one. Tough break, but that's what you have to expect when you come to a super speedway of Pensacola Superspeedway. So a wild race for sure. A wreck fest, a couple of big crashes, a small 3-car crash, and a photo finish at the end. What are the final thoughts here in race number 9, and what do you think we will expect for the finale for the second race at Pensacola later on tonight?
First off, what a crazy race that was. We did see the field get shaken up with those 2 pile-ups, and that was unfortunate to see some big guys who needed good runs get taken out. You know, it's just product of coming to Pensacola, as you said. And as for the championship battle, golly, the racing's like this. Just, I don't know who's gonna get it. This is gonna be anyone's championship. Well, any one of the drivers within one race worth of points of each other, obviously. But man, this is gonna be a wild card championship for sure. I can't wait to see how this goes.
It's gonna be a wild one for sure. About an hour or so, it will be the season 1 K&N Super Speedway Series finale, and about 2 hours from now, it will be signs for the Richard Hollywood Stapleton Shootout. A big day. It's been a big day already, and things are only heating up here in the Florida sun, soon to be the Florida moon for the finale for the K&N Super Speedway Series. Congratulations to Trey Smith on getting the race win, and until later on tonight, for about an hour from now, until we crown a champion for the K&N Super Speedway Series Season number 1. For Josh Williamson, I'm NSRacing95 AKA Nathan Stapleton. The points, the team points, and the burnouts are coming up next for Trey Smith. And until tonight for the championship race, I will see you guys then. Bye!